It's time to feel.
Keep it. Keep it.
It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies, current releases in cinema, and classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And Murray, who I did not see at the cinema this week. Where were you, Merman?
I was working.
Working?
Working all the time.
What?
He works hard for his money. So hard for it, honey.
Yeah. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Ooh, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, and share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental. Make sure it's terrible, and make sure it played in cinemas, and then we will watch it.
Yes, we will.
Absolutely. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here is a word from our sponsor.
Sure thing, Samurai Pirate Jim. Hey Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, canyonmeadowscinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
You know what we need?
What?
To start the podcast over?
No, never. We're never going to start this podcast over. Audacity never lies, and neither do we.
All right.
Our listeners get what they get today.
All right.
We don't edit.
No, we don't. That is evident from the start of our podcast today there, Jim.
To every podcast we do.
That's true.
It's a rule that we have.
Yeah. You get it all. Uncut, unfiltered.
Just like our genitals. Oh, no, that's not true. Some of us are cut. I'm not saying who.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you either. If you're listening, sending us a DM. Send us a DM and make your guess. Who is cut and who isn't?
Yeah,
don't.
But that's not really what I was going to say. I was going to say I'm missing our streaming music, so we should play that just once.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murray, pause this for a second. Would you put the streaming music on just for a second? Yeah.
Yep. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. This is a lot groovier
It is.
today.
I like that.
And this kind of fits the vibe of what we're doing. We didn't stream. No, we didn't. At least at the movies. But maybe Murray did.
Yes, I did.
I think we're going to have a feeling we're going to hear about it later on.
You are.
Okay, back to the theater.
Right.
Yeah, there we go.
Jeez, making me work today.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
You work hard for it, honey.
My day off.
We got to see
Alienoid.
Korean. Wait, should we tell what kind of genre Alienoid was?
Oh, I don't know what kind of. Well, it's. I'll tell you what I think it was, and I'm sure you'll tell me what you thought it was.
Yes. And then we'll tell you what IMDb thought it was.
I'll tell you what Alienoid was, though.
What?
It was one heck of a ride.
What?
There is so much movie packed into this. It's a lot of movie.
So much movie.
So much movie. It is a sci-fi action fantasy martial arts movie with robots and cats as well as time travel. That's what I thought it was.
Okay.
It is 3 or 4 movies in one. but I only had to buy one ticket.
That's right.
Was it 3 or 4 hours?
Nope,
2 hours.
2.5
something.
hours.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It seems like complete nonsense for most of it, as there is so much going on, and very little seems to be tying together, yet somehow it does all tie together. You just gotta be patient. Even as I watched the first 2/3 of this completely confused and dumbfounded, I can honestly say I was never bored. I laughed a lot at the absurdity of all of it, but also at the intentionally funny scenes. It kept me engaged throughout as my mind was trying to comprehend what was on display before me. So often when a filmmaker tries to put every idea in his head into one movie, it usually ends up as a monumental failure. But Alienoid has a certain charm that still had me shaking my head, but as my head shook, I was laughing and having a good time. Alienoid by no means is a perfect movie, but it was memorable, it was enjoyable, it was meh.
Okay.
Only?
Well, I don't know about that. I've never seen him have so much joy since we saw RRR. So
With the man.
maybe
No, RRR was Mondo. Like that. This was very, very good. It doesn't. That's
It's
kinda,
a completely different movie, though.
Had I not seen RRR,
this might have
this
been your
might
Mondo.
have been mine. But I saw RRR. That just.
Has blown your mind for this whole year.
You know
Okay.
what? RRR's kind of wrecked action movies forever for me because
everybody. No one's gonna. We talked about Bullet Train, which also was pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, let me tell you what I thought about Alienoid.
Please do.
Monsters, aliens, time travel, cat people, possession, Hong Kong kung fu action from Korea, poisonous gas, and everything you could ever want from a Korean action, romance, sci-fi, fantasy, time travel, adventure film.
Yes.
That's the genre. Whew. But just like every single Korean film, I could not get enough of this. It's not very often I say this, but the first half of this movie, I was confused as fuck. And it takes a lot to confuse me because I'm not easily confused.
Yes.
I am confusing, but I don't usually get confused. The hybrid of genres of this film made it impossible to completely follow what is happening. You have the futuristic robots and weapons. Then you get caught up in a mystical, magical fantasy adventure. And everything is happening so fast, you don't get a chance to catch your breath. There's a lot of great everything in this film. But along with that also comes the wacky and the silly and the completely outlandish. It has moments like the first time I saw Willow. And then 5 seconds later, it was like the first time I saw iRobot. And then another time, it was like the first time I saw Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. For the first half of this movie, I've never been so enthralled and yet confused. But as the film progressed, there are a few things that came perfectly clear to me. Number one, this is a film like no other I've ever seen.
True.
Number two, I'm so glad I saw this in cinemas. Number three, this film was about 15 minutes too long.
Yeah.
And yet, it's still not finished. Number four, in 1 year from now, I will be standing in line to see part two.
Yes.
Oh, number five. Oh, yes, there is a part two. And as we were leaving the cinemas, this perfectly surprising ending made that perfectly clear there would be a number two.
Yes.
And finally, six. As much as I really liked this a lot, the film had its flaws, but then 2.5 days later, I still can't stop thinking about everything in this film
There you go.
and what it had to offer. So, do I think it was a little long? Yes. But then, was I still excited as to what was going to come next through this entire film? Absolutely. For a film with a few flaws, I can get past because the film did exactly what it was supposed to do. Make me addicted to Alienoid Part 2. So for that, plus all the other awesomeness that is in this movie,
There's a lot of awesome.
there's so much awesomeness. This is a Korean masterpiece of confusion and fun, Mondo. I as I was watching it, I kept saying to myself, and we even talked afterwards, I was like, I can't really give this a Mondo because there was so many things that were kind of flawed in it. But then when you put it all together as a package, I've never had as enjoyable a film experience. Everything about it was just made, because even the confusion parts, to me, was just like, this is the kind of movie I want to go see in the theaters. I just loved every minute of it. And seeing it with you, the only thing that would have made this better is if Murray was there to see it with us.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. So are you not going to be standing in line for Alienoid 2 when it comes out next year?
Yeah.
Exactly. See, I'm proving my point. This is a Mondo. I don't care what you say.
It's still a meh, but
Okay.
it was this, it was an action-packed meh.
So wait a minute. So IMDb called it an
Yes.
action adventure fantasy sci-fi, and you called it a what?
I called it a sci-fi action fantasy martial arts movie with robots and cats as well as time travel.
So
And poisonous gas.
and poisonous gas, exactly. This was a fun adventure.
It really was.
We also got to see Honk for Jesus.
Save your soul.
Save your soul.
Yes.
Our matey. So, who knew church could be so fun and funny at the same time? Well, I did. After all, I did grow up in a church. It has to be said, Regina Hall in this was beyond incredible. In fact, I would say she was mesmerizing. This was her show, and as much as everybody in this was great, I thought she was incredible. Okay, now as a first feature film offering by director Adama Ebo, I am excited to see what they have to give us next as they continue to progress in this industry. Like the fact that they come out with this film as their first film, I'm like, what? Where have you been? And they have a twin that's also making films. So if they get together and make a film, I can't even wait.
There you go.
There was a lot of hilarity because of the deep sarcasm against these types of churches, and the music was always well timed. Those emotional moments when you just needed a little bit of tension break or a drum hit, that single tambourine, or as I like to say, Regina's sound effect, it was so well done. The true test of how great or maybe how bad a movie is, though, is when 7 minutes into the film, where there was only 4 people in the film, and 2 people walked out.
Yes. Me and Jim thought we were watching it with two ladies, but we ended up getting a private screening because 7 minutes in,
They walked
they
out.
were greatly offended, I
Yes.
And I probably would have joined them about 5 minutes.
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I think you might not have.
I think I might have.
As I was already having a good time, I took it, as Bryce said, that they were offended.
Yeah.
Yet I was impressed. So, do not go see this if you're expecting a Jesus Camp conversion Bible thumping film. The satire and sarcasm in this film is as thick as the mime makeup on Regina Hall's face in one of the funniest and most awkward moments in this film. This film is very funny at times, and the acting is fantastic, as I've already mentioned, specifically by Regina Hall, but everybody in this nailed every single moment in it. The biggest issue I had was some of the pacing, as well as the length, and finding that balance of humor and seriousness is often a challenge, I find. Yet, Adama does a really good job of this. And I enjoyed the film and can't wait to see. I mean, I'm just excited to see what they do next.
Yep.
The film had a perfect ending, and I had a really good time. I feel you will do your best to offend and stay true to yourself. But ultimately, it was a high meh. Actually, you know what?
Yes.
Again, because this film still has it in my head,
Wow.
I can't give it a meh. I mean, I'm still thinking about this movie like days later. I was originally, when we got out, I was like, okay, that was a meh. But I've been thinking about so many scenes in this movie, playing them over in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm just, that scene was awesome. And that scene was awesome.
There were
and
some
Regina
awesome
Hall was
scenes.
amazing.
She was.
And the scripting. I'm getting past some of that pacing issue that I had because the film and the message it gives was so well, and that ending was so perfect. It was Mondo.
Wow.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul was very good, but it was made even better by the performances of Sterling K. Brown and, as mentioned, Regina Hall. They are at their best as Trinity Childs and Reverend Lee Curtis Childs, whose Southern Baptist Church goes from 25,000 parishioners to 5. In the midst of a scandal that is slowly revealed as the film unfolds, the chemistry between Hall and Brown is a pleasure to watch. When the movie is good, it is very, very good. The passive-aggressive jabs between the characters are constantly hilarious throughout. When the film is mocking the church and all the hypocrisy that goes along with it, it is poignant and hilarious. It manages to balance these scenes with darker aspects of the story that is not really a credit to the writing as much as a credit to the 2 lead actors. They kept this boat floating throughout with their performances. This was a showcase for Brown and Hall's abilities. I thought, while you thought that Hall was kind of the standout between the two, I couldn't choose between them, and I just thought that they were both so good, and the chemistry between them was just unbelievable that they alone were worth watching the film, let alone all the things that were going around all around them. I liked it a lot. It was meh.
Too meh, huh? Yeah. You know, here's the reason why I liked Hall better. Yeah. And I agree with you, they were both equally great at doing their roles. But Regina Hall has this ability. And, you know, she's a tried and true long-time comedic actor.
Yes.
The emotion that she can pull out of her face, and there's a lot of times where you don't see, she's not saying anything, but it's like she's conveying a whole message onto the world and onto herself that is just in her face. Like, and there's many times you'd just be like, you'd see her and you'd be like, oh man, that is, like, it was so funny, but then it was sometimes it's like, oh my God, did she just do that with her face? And I'm just like, yeah. So for me, that was why I thought she delivered better on it. I really did love this movie. Like, I still can't stop thinking about it. Now, did you grow up in the church?
I did not at all.
So maybe just because you kind of grew up in the church, Murr?
Yeah, I grew up French Catholic. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go. So this, I mean, it's not very Catholic, this film. It's very much televangelist. But if you grow up in a church, you can see the hypocrisy, and it makes it even more funny.
Even growing up having been made to go to church from like an early age?
Yeah, like that. I mean, even the Fab Five, as I'm calling them, that are in church. There's so many scenes in this.
Yeah, there was a lot of good in this.
Yeah,
there's no question.
Definitely see this film.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. And I don't know.
You're being a little poopy today. I don't know why.
You know what?
We had a good time.
I had a very good time, but
it wasn't the best time
for half
ever.
the night.
But Mondo is I can't just be handing them out.
Dude, you've given out Mondos to shit
like
films
candy.
like the last Duel.
So have you.
Anything with Affleck in it is a Mondo.
Yeah, it's like without even seeing it. I don't have to see the movie. Ben Affleck's in it.
It must be Mondo.
So it's already Mondo. I don't have to see it.
No.
And I seem to remember the last 2 movies he was in.
He is
both of us gave rages.
Oh yeah.
I did. By the way, the last movie I reviewed of his, I did not give a Mondo.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive of that. The
one with Anna
with Anna de Armas.
Oh yeah, you did. You gave it a meh.
Wasn't it the streaming thing you had to watch?
Yeah, even I gave it a meh. So it must have been real.
There you go.
I don't know what that means. It was real?
Meaning that you were being truthful and honest as opposed to
always
giving away big candy to Ben Affleck.
I am the most objective person at this table. I don't have any biases going in. Zero biases.
We need to add that sound effect too.
Yeah.
Sound of throwing up.
We haven't got
Ben Affleck.
We haven't got the slap sound down.
He is the best actor of mine or anybody else's generation.
And that's being impartial. Yeah. Sure.
It is. It's an impartial view.
It really tells our listeners the scope of how great,
it tells what your opinion really matters.
Exactly. Well, you know what?
See, I would never claim Ryan Reynolds is the best actor of a generation. I just love him.
Okay, so
it's because he's not.
Okay, so who would you? Okay, so we need to get this out on the table now. Who is the best actor in your opinion of ours or any
Ben
generation?
Affleck.
It's hard to say.
No, you have to say one. Who is your all-time favorite actor? Not person who's in movies because you like them, but actually, who do you say when they're acting in a movie? Like,
with me, Russell Crowe, I love everything he's in.
There you go. But do you think Russell Crowe's...
I wouldn't say... He's done some turkeys, too. I would say if I was having
just
to pick
the
one,
acting.
Maybe Nicholson. Maybe.
Jack.
Maybe Nicholson.
Just Jack.
Maybe Nicholson.
Okay.
De Niro and Pacino, no more.
Yeah.
They used to be.
Yeah, they've dropped the ball.
Big time.
I'm going to say, and because he's retired, there's no one who can take him out as Daniel Day-Lewis. For me, for me,
he's got the hardware to prove it.
It's like,
pretty much every time he.
I don't care about the hardware.
If anybody could come close to Ben Affleck,
it would be
Daniel
I
Day-Lewis.
I just want our listeners to know that Ben Affleck is both not on our Undoubted and both not on our Mesmerized list.
And I think
so what does that tell you?
It tells me that
it tells everybody everything.
That for some reason you guys have got these weird blinders on when it comes to Ben Affleck.
That must be what it is.
A terrible actor.
I think you're right. I think they're blinders.
He may be okay as a director, producer, or even a writer, but yeah, you shouldn't be acting and stuff anymore.
That may be the quote of this episode.
There you go. All right. I guess that was the theater.
That was the theater.
Oops. Let's start this. All right. Well, this is going to be another short one.
Short and sweet, just like you.
Short and sweet, just like me.
Just like candy.
Yeah, so on our list this week is The Master, which I hadn't seen.
Ooh.
Mostly because I do not care for Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh.
Or Leaf, as I know him by.
Joaquin's awesome.
But it happened to be on Amazon.
Yes.
So I downloaded it and watched it at work.
You know we're going to be talking about that on
I
the
know
list.
that. This is not that.
All right.
But
so you loved it so much you went and watched all of Joaquin's movies.
There was another Hoffman film that was on Amazon, which I also had not seen.
Oh.
That was Hard 8.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
Yeah, says you.
Oh.
What? This was Phillip versus Phillip if the other Phillip was still on our list, which he's not. But
so good.
Yeah.
It's B.T. Anderson's first movie.
Yeah, you guys have a thing for B.T. Anderson. I don't. He's okay. I don't like him as much as you do.
Oh, he's not okay.
I don't know.
He's a genius.
It was slow. Like, I love everything Vegas. So, it's got Vegas stuff involved. Like, I'm okay with that. But it wasn't really about that per se. I mean, the first 10 minutes. And I mean, John C. Reilly is always good.
Yes.
And he was awesome in this.
Definitely didn't like Gwyneth Paltrow, but I mean, I've never.
Did you like Samuel?
Never liked.
What
her.
about
Did you
Sam
like Samuel Jackson,
Sam
motherfucker?
Jackson. You know what? When it came to a face-off, Phillip was a badass in this movie. He outshone
Baker Hall?
Jackson. Yeah. Like
Philip Baker Hall was awesome, right?
He was. He
I remember when he was
Jackson.
mesmerizing.
It's hard to out badass
in my book.
Sam Jackson, but he did.
In our hearts.
Yeah.
Especially the ending.
So,
okay.
But yeah, it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed some of it. I thought the plot was a little on the dumb side, but yeah, it was a meh. But yeah, I actually had a Hoffman double feature.
Mondo.
Nice.
So there you go. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I love Hard 8.
I think PT's maybe too much drama for Murray sometimes.
I think so.
Maybe.
Too slow moving.
He does drama so well.
Heavy.
And Murray's more of an action
I
comedy
like my
guy.
action. There wasn't enough of it.
That's right. I get that.
And there wasn't enough Vegas in it too. But whatever.
There you go.
That was a real Vegas.
Yeah. Actually, that wasn't a real.
That was it. That's all we're getting. There wasn't.
I watched it. It was a mad. That's all you're getting.
All right. Well, gave us a little taste of the myrrh.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over. Sweet rage.
So, as much as Bryce thought last week's rage of mine was the worst rage ever, this one is by far going to be the worst rage ever.
Bring it on.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, so the rage I have this week, because I had so much joy from those two movies, the biggest rage I had this week was if those two ladies would have just stayed out of the theater, we would have had a private showing for the entire movie.
That's true.
Oh, heaven forbid. They paid money to
I'm
see
like,
a movie.
who goes to a movie,
Watches like
doesn't
5 minutes.
watch seven, well, maybe
7
seven,
minutes,
seven
yeah.
minutes
'Cause
of the
it had
movie?
Jesus in the title, and maybe they thought it was a
I know,
religious
but
movie.
who does that? Who actually sees the title of a movie and says, Honk, if you love Jesus, save your soul, and goes and sees a movie because of that
the
title
answer is
and doesn't
old
watch
people.
and not watch the
Who
trailer?
don't watch
Yes.
trailers.
Like, if you would have seen the trailer for this, they would have known this is a satire.
Mm-hmm.
And they never would have bought the tickets. And then, ultimately, of my selfishness,
Yes.
I was just upset that they ruined. Actually, it didn't kind of ruin it. It kind of made it better.
It kind of
but,
made it better.
But I'm kind
You
of
know
like,
a movie's good when people are walking
that's
out
right.
of it.
Exactly.
When they're
Well,
so
and
offended, they
here's the
walk
other
out,
question.
you know it's
Exactly. Some of my favorite movies: Pink Flamingos,
Yeah.
The Exorcist.
Yeah.
These are all movies that people walked out of because they were sick, and these are movies that I've watched thousands of times.
Here's the other question. Why were only 4 people paying to see this movie?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because there should have been
It
a
was
lot
awesome.
Just saying.
more. There should have been a lot. Well, there's only.
You keep on
thinking that means
Okay,
it's a
so
good
in
or a
high
bad
school,
movie.
just because the kid was like really popular, that made him a good guy?
Oh, no, absolutely
Okay,
not.
so what is your analogy? I don't understand this.
I'm
Yeah.
saying if only 4 people went to see this movie, maybe.
No,
Yeah,
that,
but everybody
press
loved
that
the
should-
jock in high school, so
No, it won't
Okay,
be.
so that's not the same then, or it is. I don't understand.
I think
He's
Murray's.
Mr. Popularity.
I think
so just
Murray's
'cause
trying to
something's
tie-
not popular.
My point is, if it's a good movie, word of mouth should have
It
brought more
okay,
people
so
out to the
so
theater.
do you know how many people were actually at the theater on Monday, other than those two theaters? Because we also saw who was in there, and
Yes.
even people going to see Top Gun Maverick was like maybe 2 people in the cinema because, and the guy told us at the cinema, we're like, why isn't there anybody here tonight? He's like, because everybody in the entire city was here on Saturday for $3 movies.
All right.
So that's why there wasn't as many people there. It wasn't because the movies weren't good. Because although the other 2 people that were in the cinema with us were also Korean for Alienoid. So
No, and there was that one white chick.
that's right. Non-Korean
She
person.
came in
like
a little
us.
after and sat about 3 rows in front
Yeah.
of us, and I think she had a good time.
She did. Everybody did.
Yeah. How could you not?
It's
It was Alienoid.
it's
It was Korean.
It's Korean. It's fantastic.
Exactly.
So yeah, my rage this week is I don't know how I'm going to classify it. It's people should watch the trailers before they go,
Know what
and
you
then
know what you're getting into.
yeah, know what you're getting into before you go into a movie. That's it.
Or else suffer through it after you paid your money.
Yeah, just sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
Might get
Maybe
better.
you'll learn something. Maybe you'll grow as a person.
Maybe you will.
Maybe you will.
I think everybody who walked out of Pink Flamingos would have absolutely grown as a person if they would
What?
have seen it to the end.
To the end where she
Where he
eats
eats
the
dog shit. Yeah.
Sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
And delicious.
That's where it all ties together. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's like you have an epiphany at that point.
That's right. I am now a better person. Thanks,
Yes.
Divine.
Thanks, Divine.
Yeah, okay.
All right. I've never raged about this before, but
What, are you sure?
It happens all the time, and it's kind of it's a rage for a lot of people, I'm sure. But my rage is walking around phones in the theater. Put your stupid phone in your pocket and don't take it out until you're out of the theater.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sick of the glow that comes off of these idiotic devices. Still don't know why anyone even has these ridiculous contraptions. But if you insist on having one,
a fad.
have some respect. And when you go to the movies, turn the bloody thing off. That's my rage.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you said that because the 2 ladies that walked out, I had to say with a authoritative, loud voice, "The light is bright in my eyes."
You did.
Maybe you
And maybe-
chased them out.
No, but then they still sat around for
No,
say
they were
7
just,
more minutes.
They waited until they were thoroughly offended. Before
I think they
left.
actually watched the trailer. That's maybe what they
Maybe they were doing. That's what they were doing on the phone. It's
They
like,
bought
what did
the
we?
tickets.
Okay, what did we get into here? Oh, geez. Yeah, we're going.
We're going. Yeah, I would agree. Like, I love my walking around phone. I think it's the best thing that's ever happened to
I
anybody
think it
everywhere.
has its uses.
Oh no,
They're
it's the
terrible.
It's the-
Millennials, they're too attached to them.
These ladies were not millennials. They
No,
were like
but-
old people. Like, let's say
Most-
5 years older than
Most
me.
of the people who do have
I don't even
problems-
like phones. Can we just get back to just writing letters to each other?
You know
Sure.
what? So
Carrier
is telex
pigeon.
too bad for you too?
What's
Or
that?
fax machines? What is
Fax
it? What's your
Fax
thoughts?
machines they're not the worst. I can
Okay.
deal with faxes.
What about
Let's
a
go
pager?
back to faxes.
What about a pager? Is that still bad?
No, because then you got to use a phone. No.
Yeah, true. Okay, so what about? Oh, I know.
I'm actually okay
Fire
with. I'm okay
messages.
with.
Smoke signals?
I'm
yeah,
actually
thanks, man.
What
What's your thoughts on smoke signals? So if I got to send you a message,
Right.
can I send you a smoke signal? Because I don't think you could see my smoke signals from your
that's-
new house.
that's-
I
That
think
would be
you
the
should
problem.
be like Mick Crocodile Dundee
Okay.
and use his batarang thing to send messages.
That works?
Yeah, he did it. He sent it all across half the country
Oh, cool.
to his Aboriginal friends.
Oh, so one
Okay.
send it to the other? Okay, I like where this is
It
going.
was like a boomerang thing.
I would prefer if people wrote letters, but if you did want to go back and we could all start doing like Morse code, I'd be okay with that.
What about boomer? I like this boomerang thing.
No, the boomerang thing's stupid. It doesn't work. It's a movie.
I don't know. It could work.
No, it can't.
You have
I've seen the movie. It's impossible.
You have a collective group of friends that can all catch your boomerang at the same
right.
time. You say,
Yeah.
I got to send to Bryce a message,
Yeah.
and it's exactly at 6 p.m.
might as
Everybody
well-
gets out of their door, and then I throw it to Fred, who throws it to Mary, who throws it to Becky,
exactly.
throws it to Joey, throws it to Murray, who throws it to you.
So now you're just being silly.
I'm just saying,
You
it's
know, what he
these are-
needs is 2 tin cans with a really long
Oh,
wire.
no,
That works.
No, that doesn't work. Plus, I really don't want to talk to anybody. So either Morse code
So you're
or write me a
antisocial
letter.
is what you're trying to say.
I see. Okay. Now it all makes sense. But you know what the most important message that we have from our 2 terrible rages this week?
I have no idea.
Is that I now want a button that says, thanks, Divine.
Yeah, thanks, Divine.
I don't know what that means.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Matt St. Jack. Whether you're an avid anime fan, a wee tadpole still finding your way, or anywhere in between, I'll be providing my opinions and insights on anime old and new. Think Yelp with help from friends and producers from other shows weighing in. I know you can't wait to hear, and I can't wait to tell, so let's get to it. This is Matt St. Jack with Anime Talk. Let's go.
Oh, I thought he was done.
He is done.
Oh, it sounded like he still
Fucking
had more
love
to go.
Matt. Matt, I love you, man.
Alrighty,
We're listing it up.
we had the list.
So
Lists.
I had an interaction with one of our listeners
Did you?
over the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't like this whole segment that we do.
What, the lists?
Yeah, they don't like the list. And this
Why?
is why they don't
Why
like
don't
it.
they like the list?
It was more of an argument, but I'm going to say it was a discussion.
Okay.
So the reason they don't like it is because they don't believe that someone could be mesmerizing and that person could be always mesmerizing. And so I guess I didn't have the right words to explain to them why people cannot be always mesmerizing. But to be mesmerizing, and you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, well, specifically
You've
Bryce
already
will.
confused me, but okay,
That-
go ahead.
Because what they were saying was, it's like, it's a bit moot, because even to Murray's point earlier today, Phillip Baker Hall was the most mesmerizing in that movie.
Yes, he was.
But what we're trying to argue here is that we don't want our list to be too big. We want people, we want to have the cream of the crop on our list that you have to work hard to be on it.
In a perfect world, there'd be like 2 or 3 actors on this list because they've all been with other actors and they've out mesmerized them
Yeah.
in that. So
Ultimately, if it was 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but it was like 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon, then it would be every single actor would be up against every other actor, and there should really just be One at the end. There should be one mesmerizing actor because they've taken every single other person
That
out.
should be Kevin Bacon.
No,
You
Murray.
brought it up.
He's not on the list.
Should be on the list.
He shouldn't.
Yes.
No,
Love
he's
me
been.
some bacon.
Well, I love bacon too, but
I don't eat bacon.
you eat vegan bacon. Don't you say you don't eat bacon? I've seen you slurp back so much vegan bacon.
Tofu bacon.
It was
Soy
vegan bacon. I don't know what they made it out of.
And it's not terrific.
Because it's not real meat.
So
No, the real meat's gross.
So anyway, our listeners, please know, as Bryce already said, also earlier in this episode, people can still be mesmerizing. And we may love these actors.
Yeah, we're not saying we don't love them.
Yeah, we absolutely. That's how they got
That's
on the
how they got on the
mesmerizing
list in the first place. Exactly.
But we want to make this a small list because
Who wants
we want to
sit there-
find the most mesmerizing of all times.
Plus, having a list of like 5,000 names does nobody any good because nobody's going to sit there and look through it, and it's just
They're going
like,
to
it's
just say,
like,
"Look at all
what
these
the
people."
heck
They
is this?
we
I
unless we
believe I have to every week.
unless that's right, Murray. Work
Yes.
hard for it, honey.
And that's why we're trying to narrow it
Trying
down
to narrow
for
it
you,
down
Mur.
for you, Mur. But you know, we didn't make a list called people we love in film
Yeah, if we did
because that list would be huge.
it would be a huge list because we love a lot of people.
We
though.
love too
also-
many things.
We also hate a lot of people.
So
in
we
films.
could also make that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be on Murray's and my list.
Whatever.
So Murray charged us to watch P.T. Anderson's The Master.
A master.
Was that his too?
It
Yeah.
was his. Yeah. So you actually saw it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it happened to be downloadable, and I was at work anyway.
Sweet, sweet Georgia Brown. All right, should we count it down or should we write it out or what's the thought? So it's Phillip Seymour Hoffman versus Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I just like to open with like this is what the Mesmerized off should be.
Yeah.
Like this is two actors almost as
Slugging
good
it
as either
out.
like this is as good as either of them's been really. Like they were both so good in this. Phillip Seymour Hoffman playing a character unlike anything he's played before or after. Joaquin Phoenix just so much rage that it's just bubbling under the surface the entire movie that just explodes out of him every now and then. Watching that was just crazy.
Yeah.
And watching the ultimate professional Phillip Seymour Hoffman just effortlessly playing this gentleman. And I was mesmerized by both these actors the entire way. And this was a fair fight. This was two really good characters going head to head, sharing scene after scene after scene with each other. So this is like one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. But I also just want to say, I don't remember this movie being this good. I knew I loved it, but this was like beyond what I remembered. It's like, holy crap, this movie's good. This is so unbelievably mondo. Everybody is so... Rami Malek didn't even wreck it for me because he barely had any lines.
Which, actually, as I was watching, I was going, I forgot Rami Malek is in this movie.
I struggled with because they were so different in this,
Yep.
but I could not take my eyes off of either of them.
Yeah, for me, it was a little bit more one-sided. So
Really?
For me, it was a little bit more one-sided. And I'll tell you why I think so. But Murray, let's get your thoughts on this because you're not obviously a P.T. Anderson fan to begin with.
I mean, he's done some movies I like. I mean, I don't go
you like
see a
Boogie
movie
Nights?
based on who the director is, with maybe a few exceptions. One is Spielberg, one is Ron Howard, the other one is Christopher Nolan. The other ones, I don't look at who the director is when I go to see it, when I want to see a movie. I see the trailer. If it looks good, if it's got an actor I like in it, I'll go see it. I don't give a crap who the director is. So I couldn't even list you more than two of P.T. Anderson's movies.
That's
two
okay.
I just watched.
There you go.
But yeah, as I said, I'm not a big fan of Joaquin Phoenix. Out of the, how many movies he's made, there's maybe a half a dozen I actually liked him in.
All
The rest
right.
I didn't.
So,
So I am a little on the biased side.
Oh, well, let's count
But
it.
having said this, I didn't enjoy this movie as much as you guys did.
all right.
I didn't like a lot of it. I liked some of it.
I loved it.
It is a drama. You got to remember. We're getting Murray to watch dramas is tough. It's the only thing. One thing worse is getting him
I
to
like
watch a
gripping
documentary.
dramas. This one just wasn't gripping for me. And it was a period piece on top of
Yeah,
that.
it was a period piece. And it's kind of a biopic, but not really. Like it's influenced by L. Ron Hubbard, but
very
it's
influenced.
not.
Yeah.
But it's not L. Ron Hubbard because
All
he
right.
got sued
Oh, is
from
that what you thought it was
Scientology.
supposed to be?
Yeah, he's
That's kind of
loosely based. shall we
loosely
say.
based. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I just some whack job cult.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out there.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard.
Scientology, Jehovah's Witnesses. There's a ton of them.
There's
out
a
there.
lot.
There is.
I don't think any of them listen to us, so we're not worried about offending anybody. But
Whatever.
yeah. So we count it down.
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Phillip
Joaquin
Seymour
Phoenix.
Hoffman.
Who do you put? Phillip Seymour
Hoff.
Hoffman. Yeah.
Go.
I couldn't take my eyes off Joaquin Phoenix in this whole movie.
I
Here's
just saw him wreck stuff. That's all I watched.
well,
him do
here
was
was the
wreck
thing.
stuff.
When Joaquin Phoenix he had moments where he was like, as I say, they were both crazy good. The reason that I liked Phillip Seymour Hoffman is because in those scenes where Joaquin Phoenix is just bouncing off the walls, if you watch Phillip Seymour Hoffman in those scenes, without saying anything, he's just giving so much to the scenes.
Yeah, see, I would agree with you because Phillip Seymour Hoffman is probably the only actor on the planet, other than maybe Christopher Walken, who
Used
can
to
do
be.
that. He used to be, yeah.
Yes.
But he's, in my opinion, he's the only one who can do that as well as anybody else.
Yeah.
But what I found more difficult is the times where he had to be on. Like, when Joaquin Phoenix and him was in the room, like, Phillip Seymour Hoffman to me could have been invisible.
Really?
Because everything
No.
Joaquin was doing, from his sitting doing nothing
And
in the scenes, was, to me, way more mesmerizing.
And this is razor thin between the two of them. I'd like to make that clear, but at the end of the day, there was just those quiet moments with Phillip Seymour Hoffman
Yeah.
reacting to the over the topness that Joaquin Phoenix. And don't get me wrong, it had to be over the top because that was the character.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But those quiet moments with
Yeah,
Seymour
see-
Hoffman, it's just I was actually watching him more than Joaquin.
Yeah,
Because
it's
once
funny, not me.
I saw Joaquin do the shtick a couple times,
Yep.
which he'd explode.
But that's not all he was, though. He wasn't just
and
exploding.
Don't get me wrong, and I know. And there were, once again, it was very, very close.
Yeah, see, for
Joaquin
me, it
Phoenix-
wasn't. It wasn't. I was disappointed, actually.
Really? Because
yeah,
I
for
thought
me, it was
I thought these were the two best, like perhaps the two best performances by both these men.
No, I
Ever,
think
for me.
I hands down, Boogie Nights for Hoffman is by far the strongest
No,
performance.
It's
by
he was
far for
awesome
me.
in it too.
You know what? The 5 minutes he was in Hard 8, he was more mesmerizing than anybody.
He was so good.
The
in
one
Hard
scene
Eight,
he was
too.
in,
Yeah.
it's like I couldn't take my eyes off of him in Hard 8.
If you
Yeah.
just
And it
would
was
have
only
said
5 minutes.
if you just would have said Phillip Seymour Hoffman and Boogie Nights, Murray, you would knock
Nah,
out.
he wasn't my favorite.
5
in that
people.
One. No, he was okay in that one. He was pretty subdued in that one.
Well, as the rules state, it's not unanimous.
No,
So,
it's not.
which, you know what?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But it's going to be tough for Joaquin to win. Well, maybe not to win, because every time Murray watches a movie with him in it, he's
He
just
can
going to
pick the
say the
other
other
guys.
person.
Like I said, there's a half a dozen movies I liked him in.
Okay.
but I don't think he's on the anybody else on the list is in the movie with
There
him.
aren't
so,
too many movies that he's been in that I haven't liked.
Yeah,
I don't know.
me too.
It's
Perhaps we should.
Something about
Perhaps-
him, I don't know.
Do we have time this week to look
Well-
at the undoubtedness of Joaquin Phoenix?
See, probably. Why not?
Let's
Does
do
it
it.
have
Just
to be
pull it up real
unanimous,
quick.
or you guys are going to outvote me?
What's that? No,
Well,
you will.
well, if
if
you
you've
gotta
seen the
seen 'em.
movie, if you've seen the movie,
I've seen a few I didn't like.
all right. Well,
I
let's.
did not see Joker. But
Okay. Well, here we go.
So good.
So this will be it then, Merc, because you have a vote. Your vote matters. Come on! It was a Mondo, Super
No.
Mondo.
So good.
It was a man. I didn't like it.
Okay, Joker, you didn't see. So
See.
if you watch Joker and it's a meh, then he comes off the list. But that was a
Mondo.
Mondo. The Sisters Brothers to me was a meh.
Didn't
It
see
was a meh.
Yep. I didn't see Mary Magdalene. Did you see Mary Magdalene?
No.
Yeah.
Was it a meh?
It was a meh.
There you go. So Murray, you do not have to see the Joker now.
Thank you for
There you
that.
Wah, wah. So Joaquin Phoenix, you only have 6 more to go.
I feel like we've done this before with him. And I think because we're both going in going, he's got a chance.
He's got to have it.
But no.
Damn you, Joaquin Phoenix.
We'll probably do this in about 6 weeks going, oh, you know what, Joaquin Phoenix. Let's
talk about
it. He should be undoubted, shouldn't he?
Murray will remind us now because Murray will say,
he has to do
Mary
something more than
Magdalene.
just break stuff and freak out. He's got to have more range than that. Right? Enjoy him.
Well, then you missed watching half the movie of The Master, in my opinion.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, we got anything else for this?
Well, I actually forgot I was supposed to do a Jason
some work?
Bateman thing.
That's
Jason
right.
Bateman?
Came up with a couple other ones for Phoenix.
Because Jason Bateman's on deck.
Yes, and I'm sure he'll be taken off by this one.
Oh, you got one.
I got one. I have a couple. The one is a big powerhouse with about 5 different people in it. So I'm not
Like
gonna-
5 people on the Mesmerized list?
At least 4. So I'm not going to go with that one.
Oh.
The other one is The Kingdom with Jason Bateman and Chris Cooper, who I checked is still on our list.
I love Chris Cooper.
I believe it is a war movie of some kind.
The Kingdom.
I think Jamie Foxx is in it too.
Oh, well, that's going to be a problem.
Soldiers in Kuwait or something.
Yeah, I think I remember this movie.
But yeah, those 2 guys are in it.
I have a feeling Jason Bateman's good in it.
He might be. I don't think he's as
He
usual
may be
wisecracking.
mesmerizing.
Yeah, a lot of his movies, there's nobody on our list with, and you wouldn't enjoy anyway.
What? What are you talking about?
Teen Wolf 2.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That was awful.
That was his
That you
And
could put that.
nobody- yeah,
You
but
could put that in a
Dodgeball-
dare bag.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball's
was
awesome.
Yeah,
great.
but there's nobody else in that movie besides him that's on our list.
That's true.
You can dodge a wrench.
So you know what?
right.
That's right.
Hey, there were the national or world dodgeball championships in Edmonton.
I know. I watched
last
them.
weekend.
I watched some of it.
Was it actually
awesome.
on TV?
Yeah.
Well, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
So I get. You know what? I think. Well, we're going to be watching this. If Jason Bateman survives,
If he survives.
he may survive for life on deck.
There's,
This is going to be
there's
tough.
probably a few movies you don't like him in.
Let's.
Like if you went back.
Well,
8
then
movies
put them in the dare bag, Murray.
The ones that you guys don't like, I loved. So
Okay.
Nice.
yeah, I mean, he's probably not gonna. I mean, in a movie like Up in the Air, it's like people I love that aren't even on our list.
Up in the air. Is that the one
Anna
with
Kendrick and George.
George Clooney?
Yeah,
Like
I
the
like
worst
that.
movie ever.
I like that movie.
That was ever shot with
Yeah,
an
that was
airplane.
good.
See,
It was awful. It was like
Yeah.
That's
one of the
one of
worst
my
movies I've
directors.
ever seen.
Yeah.
Jason
no.
Reitman, another director who I'll go see whatever he makes.
There
It
you
was
go.
enjoyable. I'm with Murray on this one.
Yeah, I'm not
Anyway,
on this one.
That's why I wouldn't bring it up. Anyway,
But George Clooney has been in some movies I like. Does that count for anything?
He was in The American.
Ugh, I hated that one
I
too.
love that movie. You know why?
Because it's terrible.
Because there's a lot of walking in it.
There's so much walking.
So
you
good.
love your walking.
Oh, it's Murray. Don't ever watch The American.
Oh, it's so
don't
good.
worry, I probably won't.
So much
It's-
walking.
It's so painful.
Men
Oh,
who
it's so good.
stare at ghosts.
No, that movie.
That was great.
Genius.
it
it
was
is
great.
genius.
Yes.
All right.
Last week, you may recall, Jim went on and on about his excitement to pull a satire of one of his least favorite genres, rom-coms, when he pulled the 2006 film Date Movie from our listeners' dare bag. I mean, a satire of rom-coms. How great does that sound? Right? This week, the boys are back on schedule together when they can choose to rage or dare or Casey. Okay, now after what seems to have been months of waiting, let's see if Jim got a home run.
From a date movie, get a home run.
I don't get that either.
What happens when you get a home run on a date,
Oh,
Murray?
okay. Now I get it.
Boom, baby!
Okay.
It's true.
Gotcha.
I went all the way with date movie.
You fellows with significant females in your lives, maybe you know more than I do about it.
That's right.
I don't know anything past
But I
second.
do know Meatloaf. Didn't he sing a song about
He
that?
did. I don't know if he ever got home.
Paradise by the dashboard lights.
I enjoyed the baseball in that movie more than in that song more than the actual singing.
I like the references to
Yes.
I'm sorry, what were we
Paradise
talking
on the dashboard light. Speaking of paradise,
Uh-huh.
so this is all part of those terrible films that landed director Aaron Seltzer on our doubted list. No spoilers or anything, but hold on to your tits. This is going to be a ride. It basically parodies every terrible rom-com from Napoleon Dynamite to Hitch to Shallow Hal. Wait a minute. Napoleon Dynamite isn't a rom-com.
That's what I was going to say. I never saw it, but I'm pretty
And
sure
yet it got parodied in this movie.
But it
That's
has
silly.
Allison Hannigan in it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I've seen this movie.
Of course you have, Murray. I mean, there was a part in this that was funny, and I actually laughed for probably 5 minutes. Mostly because of my friend Demetrius, because it was a Greek restaurant, and there was a sign with a dude tonguing a goat. So that made me laugh a lot, because that is a joke that Demetrius and I tell each other
share that?
about goats.
You share the goat.
We don't stare at goats, Murray. We tongue
You should
goats.
stare at goats.
So yeah, that was enough to take Aaron off the doubted list, in my opinion.
What?
This is Mondo.
No, it's not.
No, you're right, it's not. These movies just try too hard to make 13-year-old boys laugh. Now, 2 years ago, I may have loved this, but I've matured in the last 2 years, and I only laugh at the most stupid, insipid gags, which apparently, in this movie, was just a goat and a Greek dude tonguing each other. I mean, bum fights, fat jokes, Harry Met Sally orgasm scene replays, yes, plural, cat poop scenes, hummus jokes, cat fucking dead relatives, Michael Jackson pedophile references, Lord of the Rings ball sack kicking, children pimp slapping, Meet the Parents ripoffs, Barbra Streisand impersonators, yodeling vaginas, chest hair balls, crump attacks, Pretty Women ripoffs, and pretty much every other thing related to rom-coms are funny for like 4 minutes about how much I laughed about the goat tonguing. But this movie was an hour and 23 minutes. I mean, there was a couple funny parts, I can't lie. Remember the goat with the dude and they were tonguing? Yeah, that one was good. Okay, maybe just one then. But most of it got so painful and annoying and hideous, just never seemed to stop. I mean, Bryce, it just never stopped. It was just never stopping. It was trying so hard to be funny for so long, and it just wouldn't end. It never stopped.
It's pretty bad when an 83-minute movie's too long.
It was so awful.
Yes.
So are rom-com parodies as bad as rom-coms themselves? Apparently they are twice as bad. It just kept going on and on and on and on and on and not getting any funnier. It's like they tried to cram so much of a kind of sketch comedy show that's normally 23 minutes long, but had enough material for an hour and 23 minutes. Oh, I knew there was two things that were funny. Bestiality jokes with a cat. Yeah, that's number 2. But that gets wiped by a giant motherfucking flashback montage that basically replayed through the entire movie. So, no, this was not... There was maybe 5 minutes of me laughing at the terrible Greek goat joke.
Yes.
That probably should never have been told. So, yeah, it was a rage. It was awful.
Yeah, sounds pretty bad.
It was like Aaron Seltzer's. There's a reason why he's on our doubted list. It's
just
like every single one of his other movies.
Yep. Rinse and repeat. I don't understand why there was like an audience for this for like half a decade.
You know who I blame?
Who do you blame, Murray?
The Wayans brothers.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
It started with
Scary movie. Yeah.
That's where the first one showed up. And everyone else thought they do every other genre.
And then someone made a career out of them,
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
apparently.
Yeah, well.
Well, I say we pass a law. We only go between Murr and the Casey until Casey's bag is gone.
I don't really care.
I
Sure.
know you don't care about
You don't
anything.
trust
so
our viewers?
let's. No, we just got lots of viewer bag left. But Casey didn't give us a big bag, and you haven't got a big bag. Well, I mean,
Well,
you've got a big
I
bag, but
have-
you haven't got a big bag for us to pull from.
Believe me, I have replenishments. I just didn't bring them.
Okay, I'm pulling one out here. So this is the Casey bag.
This is the Casey bag.
Okay, I'm trying to pull one out. It's very
Your
hard.
hands are so large wrapped around this tiny bag.
All right.
So we will be seeing,
Oh, that's interesting.
is it Date Movie 2?
It's a remake.
Oh, Casey does love to give us remakes.
Yes. He did it with Point Break, and now he's doing it with Flatliners 2017.
Oh, God. Fucking kill me now.
I actually just watched this about 2 years ago.
Was that far enough away?
I don't really remember it. It couldn't have been that bad. I don't really remember it.
Well, there's no Keanu, and I don't really care. Or I mean, sorry, Kiefer, not Keanu.
Yeah, they're two different people.
Yeah. Isn't there a bacon in the first one, too?
There was a bacon.
Bacon
in the
was in
first
the
one.
first one.
Yeah,
too,
there was
yes.
some bacon in the first
There
one.
was
But
some-
I don't think
there
there's
was-
bacon in the second one.
Might have even been a Julia Roberts.
There was a Julia Roberts in the first one.
Oh, don't even remind me. Hope she doesn't show up in the remake.
No, it's what's his name now? Page. Elliot?
Elliot.
Elliot Page is in this?
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And
Oh, there you go.
I don't know who else.
Well,
There you go.
the other thing, which is exciting, because after next week, when we talk about Flatliners,
Yeah.
the real true Rage or Dare begins as we battle to see who will be the first person to pull High School Musical 3 from our Dare bags.
Right. Yeah, we got to come up with a. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. we're narrowing it down to what? How many?
I think there was 14, was it? 14 plus it? Maybe it's 15
I
in
thought we were
there?
doing 10.
Well, maybe it's 10. I don't know. But listeners, be ready for that,
Yeah, we're
because
gonna-
that could be the rage
We're
of the
going
century.
9 plus it.
I think. Whatever. Just know it's coming soon.
And there's no
Film Rage
cheating. There has
podcast.
to be 9. You can't put High School
we
Musical
put
3 in there
3
10 times.
3 times?
Yeah, we don't want to.
Nobody's going to cheat, right?
No,
I'm
you
looking
saw.
at you, Jim.
Well, I never had it in my bag before. I wish I had,
All right.
but I wasn't smart enough to put that in there before.
Okay.
Who knew it went to theaters?
I did.
Of course you did.
Yes.
So maybe it's
I
also
told
in
you,
Murray's
I
bag.
went to Disney World. No, it's not in my bag. Went to Disney World. Half of the theme park was devoted to High School Musical 3.
Yeah, but isn't
So I
it
knew
always?
it was a big deal. No, it wasn't High School Musical. It was High School Musical 3. Like it.
Was it in
They all said
3D?
no, they all said 3. But I mean, there was merchandise all over the place.
I think if you get to the sequel number 3, it should always be in 3D.
Yes.
Yeah, I
agree.
think so too.
And
It should.
It
and
should
by
be in
5,
space.
5 is space.
5 is space.
5 is
Yeah.
always
So
space.
so 1 is. I don't know.
I think
Good or
Hellraiser
bad or-
4 was in space. Wasn't it?
Well,
Wasn't
okay. So what
Bloodline
comes
4?
after? So what comes after 3D? So it's 3D, and then
Revenge.
no Hell. Hell is usually 4, and then space would be 5,
I don't know.
right?
That sounds fishy. I think you're okay with space being 4.
Yeah, but then where's Hell fall in?
It's just Hellraiser. It was hell in first 3.
The first. Yeah, but that's not
Wasn't
fair.
all of them
That
in
has
hell?
Hell in the name.
They're all in hell.
That has Hell in the
And
name.
apparently hell was in space in 4.
Sure.
Hell moved.
Hell's moving everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare and his delicious, delicious, tasty dare for this week. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We are always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us an email to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please make us a rage. Please, please, please. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.